and you are good.
All right, great. Well, we'll go ahead and just start introducing ourselves a little bit and a little bit about what we've done. Donna knows my story. She's been following me on Facebook, and but I've had a lot of health changes and weight changes since I started with the ketones on July 1st. When I had been to that playbook event in Atlanta, and Dominic was sure that this would work for me, and of course I was sure it wouldn't. So I just wanted to prove him wrong. So I let him start me on some product, and literally within 6 days I'm like, oh my gosh, my world has changed. The weight loss was a great benefit, but what I really loved even more was the new zest for life and the just wanting to be able to get off the couch, and because I hadn't done that in a long time. I probably would have even had more success if I hadn't had a 3 or 4 week period in there where I was having surgery, on medication for that, recuperating from that. But I'm happy with where I'm at, because after my last surgery, I just gained weight, and this time I'm healthier than I was before the surgery. So, and then David saw the things that were happening with me, DJ did, and he said, well, I'll try, and see what happens. And so he started. When did you start, babe?
August 1st, or around my birthday, actually.
Okay.
I consider it my birthday present now. But anyway, do you want me to tell a little bit about what?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's pretty phenomenal, actually. I'm DJ, Dave Johnston. I've always been pretty fit, and I've always prided myself on the fact that I was fit. And for my age group, over time, we have masters competitions and things like that, and I've always been asked to do those. I do very little because I feel like in my athletic career, I trained hard enough for a lifetime. I don't need to continue to do that into retirement. So what I could do without working really hard and breaking down, which is what always happened when with me carrying 10 to 15 pounds year after year after year, that's what would happen. So, and I've had that little belly since I was a kid, and as adults, the thing we looked at is like, well, am I going to have that beer belly even though I don't drink beer, and that's what I had. And so, I was ready to do this, and not only as support to Marybeth, but I wanted to see where it was going to go. And it's pretty crazy because I'm 20 pounds down right now, and as strong and anything I've ever been. And even the kids I'm working with are in shock because, with the food they're eating nowadays, I can train them to death, but they still have a little puffy belly. And it surprises me. And I don't know what to do about it, because if I train them hard, they're going to break down. But with myself, I mean, now this has gone away. It's there. I've got plenty of energy. I mean, I know I've always been high energy, but it's just so much easier right now. It's like I don't even have to think about it. And I feel refreshed when I have the drinks. I mean, I hadn't even told Marybeth that. I mean, they're as refreshing as, going to have an iced tea or whatever. But like I said, with me dropping the belly, I mean, my clothes all just falling off. Even the new, I told Marybeth, the new skinny pants that we just bought, they were hanging off of me today. I mean, we got to go a size down. And I'd just like to tell everybody, this is not where you don't eat. I mean, I'm still eating. Yes, we're cutting out the sugar and the bread, but that should be cut out anyway. I mean, that's what's getting us. So losing the weight, getting rid of the belly, still having the energy, super healthy. I mean, my biggest thing is I've told people I just soon lived to 110. You know, I want to know my grandkids and my grandkids' kids and Dominic's kids and his grandkids. I see Dominic on here. I mean, why not? I don't know why people think, well, I'll live to be even 90 and that'll be great. But why would it be great if you could live to be 110 and be healthy? So I see this as one of the best ways to stay healthy and fit. And now I can train at a moderate level and not break down. And I might even get back into some competitions. You know, it's been a little while, but I'm sure when my brother sees me, who has trained all his life, broken down hundreds of times, and held the world pole vault record for his age group, I think he's afraid now that I get back in shape that I'm just going to wipe out all his records. So,
well, that's awesome,
and
David.
Dom knows about that from the hurdle race. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for
Anyway,
sharing that.
Go ahead.
Thanks for sharing that, David. Dominic, are you able to share a little bit about your journey? Or are you working or what?
I was eating dinner while listening.
Okay, well, you can stop eating and share, right?
Yeah.
Well, and talking about eating, a lot of people have asked me about that. And do you have to be eating ketos? So, you know, instead of when you do these drinks. So after you share a little bit, I think I'll have Cameron kind of explain that.
Sure. So I actually started just kind of taking the drinks on a daily basis and really didn't change anything. My friend Alex introduced me to him, and when he did, he's just like, add them to your diet. Don't do anything different. Just add something in. And that was kind of a brain change for me, kind of a shift, you know, a paradigm shift. Was like adding something to do something different instead of taking something away to get better. I'm like, all right. So I started taking them, didn't change any eating habits, slowly started seeing some changes in some weight loss, fat loss. And then I started cutting out the carbs, and because at this point in time I was still working and having pasta or rice at night and a bowl of ice cream every 2 nights or something like that. So slowly started cutting all that stuff out and just eating the healthy stuff, and started seeing more and more come off, started getting more energy, started having a better attitude, started hitting goals that I hadn't hit before, finally got under 300, and everything really just started changing. And before I knew it, I was just a completely different person, just not just all together, because of what this has done for me, and better in all aspects, you know, energy, mental focus, sleep. Now there's some great, I'm getting some of the best sleep I've gotten in my life, waking up before my alarm goes off and hitting that snooze button, you know, it's great. So my journey has taken me to get to the point where I'm at now a longer time than I wanted to, but because of this tool, it has definitely shortened it. It'll definitely shorten the end of the journey for me, to the destination I'm trying to get to now. And then after that, who knows what's next. But I'm just glad that my mom finally took my hand and, you know, trusted me, or tried to prove me wrong, as she likes to say, and took this faith and a jump, and really happy to see what it's doing for both of them. So.
Thanks, Dom. Well, Cameron, can you explain a little bit about because people do ask me, do I need to be eating keto if I'm going to be using these drinks?
Yes, I would love to. Hello, everyone. It's good to be on with you guys. I love hearing y'all's stories. I love seeing a whole family's health just improve like that, and kind of see everyone come to life. It's really exciting. So I would love to just jump right into a little bit more about, you know, the product and how to use it. And like you said, that question we get quite often about, you know, do I have to do a keto diet? I think that's actually one of the things, the most common misconceptions that I find now, you know, almost 4 years into the journey of using the product myself and sharing it, is that a lot of people think that you have to do the keto diet. And that's actually not the case. The really great thing is that there's a couple different ways to get into ketosis. And being in ketosis simply means you have an elevated blood ketone level, right? So what are ketones? Ketones are a fuel source. They're kind of like the opposite of glucose. So you've got like glucose and you've got ketones, and they kind of bump heads. And they're both fuel sources, and they're the only two fuel sources. And the majority of the people in the world are consuming a glucose diet. You know, essentially our diet has carbs and sugar, so therefore we operate off of glucose. But where the ketones come in is they're a much more high quality fuel source. So when we have this elevated blood ketone level and we're in a state of ketosis, we notice just an overall sense of better. So, you know, our mood's better, our energy's better, our focus is better, our fat loss is better, all of these different things. And so prior to Keto Nat, we actually, really the only way to get into ketosis was either the keto diet or an extreme fast. So if you're fasting, after a number of days, your body actually runs out of glucose and it switches over and it starts metabolizing your stored fat and producing ketones. And so that's the new fuel source. And then with the keto diet, it's high fat, low carb, moderate protein. And it's very, very strict. So you usually can't have fruits, you know, and of course, under 15 grams of carbs. Some people can get right into ketosis in a day or two. Others, a couple weeks in, they're still just bumping their head, trying to figure out why they can't get into ketosis, why they're not feeling good. So about 10 years ago, this technology of exogenous ketones came to life. Now, this product, Keto Nat, the first time that exogenous ketones were introduced to the market was when Prove It introduced them about around 4 years ago. But about 10 years ago, the Navy SEALs, the Department of Defense, actually hired University of South Florida here in Tampa, Florida, to make exogenous ketones. So to actually make ketones being a fuel source in a way that we could put them in our body and get into a state of ketosis. And the reason that they did that is because the divers were having these seizures underwater. They were going on these long missions and they weren't able to eat. And then there was a lack of energy to the brain. So they would seize underwater and it could be fatal. And they knew that based off of 100 years of research around ketones and the brain, that if they could get ketones in their brain, they would be able to perform at an optimal state and, of course, not have the seizures. So that's where this whole concept was birthed. And then Prove It, which is the company, actually said, you know what, we're going to commercialize this. We're going to buy this patent. We're going to commercialize this so that the average consumer, the average person can utilize this product on a daily basis and improve their health, improve their function, improve their just everything, right? Their energy, their brain, their cognition, their performance, whether it was an athlete or whether it was a mom that was just tired and trying to get through the day. My son has my phone in the other room. I just saw him take the camera off, so hopefully he doesn't unmute and say something crazy. But anyway, so the average person, whoever it was, whatever they were looking for, could actually achieve a state of ketosis without the ketogenic diet. So that's a really long answer for that question, but hopefully it helps kind of understand that the cool thing about it is for someone that is doing keto, they can actually use it to optimize their ketosis state with the diet, or they can use it to bridge the gap into ketosis. So a lot of the times people have a rough time getting into ketosis, or they can just say, you know what, I don't really want to do a ketogenic diet, but I want these benefits. I want the benefits of ketones and getting into ketosis. So I'm going to use this product just to ensure that I'm getting into that state daily. And then as a result of that, getting all these benefits that you guys just talked about. So that's, you know, kind of how it works. And I talk a lot about, I educate a lot on the difference in the ketogenic diet and exogenous ketones, and the fact that, you know, the diet's one thing, but the ketones are another, and you don't even have to think about the diet part of it. You know, diet to the side, you start add this into your life, and what'll happen is your diet or your way of eating will naturally change. It'll adapt to what your body needs. And that's what I love, is that it's not someone giving you a cut and dry plan of, oh, you have to follow this diet. It's going to help your cells and your signalers let you know, cellular communication let you know what it is that your body wants and needs, which leads into a whole lifestyle change.
Well, that explains a certain aspect of it for me, because that's what I noticed is my desires and cravings and things are totally gone, and even the need or the want for anything sweet or certain foods just it's not there anymore. I crave clean food, and
Yes.
yeah,
Mine
so that's
changed.
awesome.
Mine changed also.
Yeah. So it's fortunately, since we're both, in the same household, eating the same food, it's been beneficial for both of us and our grocery bill has changed immensely because there's so many things that we don't buy, even have in the house anymore. It's kind of sad because our pantry and our refrigerator are empty a lot. Because it doesn't take
we don't need it.
We don't need it. We don't need all these extra things and in there. So, but I do know that, like, for us, since our food budget has changed, it's been beneficial for us to be able to purchase the ketones. I am now actually getting mine free, which I'm very excited about. This last auto ship was like, whoa, that didn't cost me anything but shipping and sales tax. That's cool.
Right.
So the the being able to get your ketones free when you start using them, I think, is something that a lot of people would be curious about as well, the business side of it a little bit.
Absolutely. No, I'd love to share that because it was actually the same for me and my husband as well. It wasn't something we could necessarily afford to buy enough for both of us. But when I found out about the free product program, I was like, okay, this is something that we can do because I know a lot of people that are looking for this, to feel better as well. So there's two different things here. There's the free product program, which you can take advantage of as a customer. And then there's the promoter thing, which I'll mention. And we can always talk later off the mic if anyone wants information more about that. But basically, when you place your order, you have the option to do today only or today and smart ship. And if you do the smart ship, what it is you pay regular price for your first order, and then it sets up next order 30 days out at 22% off. So guaranteed it's going to go down to the 22% off price. And then when you're on Smart Ship, you have some perks, such as every fourth month on Smart Ship, you get an extra bonus box for free. So your order comes, it has a free box with it. And then that happens every fourth month. Continually. And then also when you're on Smart Ship, you have a referral code. So for example, if Hannah, once she's on Smart Ship and she has a code that might be Hannah. So Hannah's friend goes to order and she gives her code. The friend places the order and it links it to Hannah because her code was attached to it. So when you're on Smart Ship and you have two people on Smart Ship, you actually get your ketones free. It might be one box, depending on what the customers order. You'll at least get one box. You may get more than that if they order, 2 boxes each, or one orders one and one orders 2. Then you'll get more than that, but a minimum of 1 box free, and that's every month. So the majority of my customers do take advantage of that because, like you said, it's kind of something that you find yourself talking about it anyway, and people are like, "What are you drinking?" All of a sudden, you start carrying around a shaker bottle. They're like, "What is in your cup?" So they're asking, and then so many people are aware of the keto conversation now that it's kind of like, oh, well, heck, I was thinking about doing the diet, but that sounds way better. So you're on Smart Ship, 2 customers on Smart Ship, you get yours for free. That's the way the Smart Ship and the free product program works. And then so for people who have more than 2, so sometimes a lot of the times what happens is people get their 2 customers and then they're like, now my whole office wants to know about it. Now my whole family wants to know about it. So they get more of this desire to share more. And that's when we have the option where you can be a promoter. It's only $37 a year to be a promoter. And that just enables you to earn commission off anything above the 2. So you get yours for free, and then anything over that you earn commission on. At that time, you have an option where you can buy a big pack so that if you want to break down some samples and let people try it, there's some options like that. But essentially, that's it. There's not any monthly fees or anything crazy like that. It's just that once a year deal if you decide to do the promoter thing. So, yeah, that's how that works.
That's awesome. Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate that. Does anybody have any questions for Cameron while we've got her captive here? Okay. Donna, did you have any questions, Donna?
Donna's muted. Do you want me to unmute you, Donna? Oh, hold on. Let me try to unmute her. Donna, unmute. Okay. You've got the mic, Donna.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, sounds interesting. I'm believing that it's just a drink, right? The keto is just like a drink that you drink once a day.
That's exactly right. Yes, ma'am. It's a pack like this, and you mix it in like a full shaker of ice and water or just water. And some people put, more, however much water depending on the taste, but it comes in about 8 different flavors. So it's got a good variety. It tastes really good and clean. Like DJ said, it's actually refreshing. You look forward to drinking it.
Yeah.
Really? So did you start right off with, lowering your carbs and drinking your juice? How did you do it in the first 2 weeks?
Me? Are you asking me personally?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I did not change my diet at all. I still enjoyed a croissant every morning for breakfast and actually sweetened coffee because I didn't know any better. It was just what I did. And then for lunch, I always had there was a little coffee shop next to my job. So I'd always grab like a croissant sandwich again and like a soup. I didn't change anything for probably about 8 to 10 weeks. Then I started noticing when I would go grocery shopping, my desires completely changed. I would look at my cart and go, whose cart is this? This is so weird. Because I was, as a busy mom, I have 4 boys at home, business owner, I wanted the energy. I wasn't even thinking about the fat loss. However, in the first 12 weeks, I went from about a size 12 to a size 6, which I hadn't seen since middle school.
Wow.
So even without changing my diet, and to my clients, I'm an esthetician by trade. So all my clients, they come in, once a month or so, and they're like, what the heck did you do?
Right.
You're shrinking. So, yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you start shrinking, everybody's noticing. Okay. What's the secret? What's your secret formula? Tell me.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what else I was going to ask you? Let me see. So I know y'all have specials. Mary was showing me the special that was on till I think the 23rd or something. What's the best way, to start your program?
To get started.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's specials. I know y'all have specials.
Yeah, we do. And it's funny, we actually never know when we're going to have sales. Sometimes we have like a blitz sale, and it's just like you get a text alert with the Prove It app, and it says, hey, for the next 3 hours, Limeade is on sale or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's sometimes it's, holidays and things like that. But if you want to get started, because I always hate to hold people off. I hate for people to miss a sale because I'm a sale person. I love sales. But I don't want to hold someone back. So we do have these things called Prove It Bucks that we earn, and we can share that in the form of a coupon. So maybe your first order, actually I can offer that to anybody that watches the Zoom. If you, on your first order, we can give you $15 off. And I'll just create a coupon out of my Prove It Bucks and send that to you. And that way that first order would at least be discounted by the $15 off. And then when your Smart Ship kicks in, then it would go down to 30 off because that's the 22% off.
Oh, Smart
That's
Ship.
nice, Cameron. Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate that, Cameron.
Sure.
Yeah, we love coupons. We love sales.
That's right.
That's my middle name.
Me too.
Love it. Yeah, you had 4 boys. I had 4 children too. So we were looking for the sales.
We got to have the sales.
Yeah.
All right. Well, does that pretty much answer your questions, Donna, and get you kind of cleared up with some of the information?
If I think of some after I get off, I'll just start texting you because it might come to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just send me a message and we can talk. So, all right.
Yeah. I'm here at Publix. I'm going to go in, but I'll chat with you a little later. And it was nice.
Okay.
Is this who I was just talking to? Who was that?
Cameron.
That's
Cameron.
Me.
Okay. Yeah, I think Cameron was on that last one I jumped on for a little while. And then
Probably
I went,
so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Cameron. Okay. Cameron's in North Carolina?
No.
No. Where's Cameron?
Florida.
I'm in Florida.
Oh, you're down. What part of Florida?
South Florida, near West Palm Beach, north of Miami.
That's where, my sister's in Wellington. I got a sister, Mary, in Wellington.
Yep.
You know
pretty close.
Yeah, she's she's assistant principal there at the middle school there in Wellington.
Awesome.
Yeah,
well,
nice.
Okay. Any questions you come up with?
If I started shrinking and she would go, "What are you doing?" Let me know. I'll tell her, go talk to Cameron. Cameron's right there in West Palm.
Hey, you will start shrinking if you do this. I promise you.
Oh, I'm ready to shrink. I'm ready to shrink. I haven't shrank in a while. I'm ready to start shrinking.
Well,
Yeah. So yeah.
thank you, everybody, for jumping on here tonight. I appreciate it. And Cameron, thank you so much. You're always so informative and so give us such great information. I learn something new every time I jump on one of these with you. So
My
I
pleasure.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. So Hannah, Dominic, David, Donna, everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you all. We'll see you
All right.
soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.